Hello, and thanks for tuning in. So I'm here at the University of Washington. I'm here to pick up my wife. She's attending a lecture, and I figure I'd just take this time to talk about an amendment which was entered to the Washington State House Bill number 1515, and what it has to do with is, you know, sharing the lane, or lane splitting, or lane filtering, whatever you call it. It was an amendment that they entered to make changes to the existing, and basically what it is to allow motorcyclists to do the same as what has been adopted in the state of California, and which is practiced, you know, in most countries around the world. So here, this is what was entered as an amendment. It goes on, it says, allows an operator of a motorcycle to 1. Overtake and pass on the same lane occupied by the vehicle being overtaken, and 2. Operate the motorcycle between lanes of traffic or between adjacent lines or rows of vehicles if the motorcycle is traveling at a rate of speed no more than 10 miles per hour over the speed of traffic flow and not more than 35 miles per hour. Okay, so basically adopting what California has already introduced and adopted itself. Now, this was expected to pass. It did have the majority of the votes. And you know, we were all looking forward to be able to ride our motorcycles safely, may I add, you know, in traffic. And the reason why I'm saying safely is, you know, there's always been a lot of controversy about and heated arguments about you know, this particular riding style, if I can put it that way. But at the University of California at Berkeley, they did a 1-year study, and it was just recently completed, where they found that it isn't a dangerous practice at all if done responsibly. So, you know, they've always been running on the platform, these naysayers have always been running on the platform of danger, danger, danger. And you know, it's being done, like I said, in most parts of the world. It's been done in California, and there's also been studies, and the study of California at Berkeley has proven that it isn't a dangerous practice. Okay, so it was expected to pass, but as you know, you always have those that are vehemently opposed to anything, and they put their foot down, and they figured, you know what, I know we don't have the majority of the vote, and we have to pass the bill. We cannot veto it, but we are going to make changes to what was proposed. So they made changes. They adopted these changes on March the 5th of 2015, which is this year, and this is what they adopted. It goes on to say, the operator of a motorcycle, and you know, I am going to be you know, testing this out on the roadways, just to show you the stupidity of these people who have written this in their infinite wisdom. Okay, so the operator of a motorcycle shall not overtake and pass in the same lane occupied by a vehicle being overtaken, except on the left-hand side of a vehicle traveling in the leftmost lane of traffic on a numbered state highway that has 2 or more lanes of traffic in each direction, if the operator of the motorcycle is traveling at a rate of speed no more than 10 miles per hour over the speed of traffic flow and not more than 25 miles per hour. It then goes on to say, an operator of a motor vehicle that intentionally impedes or attempts to prevent any operator of a motorcycle from operating his or her motorcycle as permitted under this subsection is guilty of a traffic infraction. Okay, so we're going to be putting this all to practice. Now, how stupid is this? Okay? How dangerous is this? This is so dangerous, what they have adopted. And why is it that they made it so dangerous? I thought that they always ran their whole campaign and their whole reasoning about sharing the lane was because it was a dangerous practice. Now that they found out through studies that it isn't a dangerous practice if done responsibly, and they had to pass this bill, they figured, let's make it as dangerous as possible. Let's make kamikaze riders out of these motorcyclists. And to tell you quite honestly, I am not a kamikaze motorcyclist, nor do I ever intend to be, and nor do I ever want to be. You know, I try and find the safest way possible for me to operate my motorcycle. And by what they've adopted here, it's absurdity. Okay? And why did they adopt this? Well, the effect that they wanted is it removes the authorization for a motorcycle to operate between lanes of traffic and rows of vehicles. That is the reason why. It's because no matter what, they're going to vehemently stand and defend what they want, and they don't listen to their constituents because it was overwhelmingly voted for this change and not against it. Okay, but do they listen to their constituents? No. They come up with these things that now have made it, in my opinion, more dangerous, actually extremely dangerous if you really break this down, and we'll see it when we put into practice. So it limits a motorcycle operator to passing in the same lane as a vehicle it is overtaking, to passing on the left-hand side of the vehicle and only in the leftmost lane of traffic on a state highway or interstate with 2 or more lanes of traffic in each direction. The motorcycle may only pass on the left-hand side when the motorcycle is operating under 25 miles per hour and not traveling more than 10 miles per hour over the flow of traffic. So here you go. So thanks to our senators, the state of Washington, for implementing and adopting a kamikaze style attitude on our roadways. And here I actually looked up, what does kamikaze mean? What's the definition of a kamikaze in the dictionary? It says a person or thing that behaves in a wildly reckless or destructive manner. And I don't believe that any motorcyclist is a kamikaze motorcyclist. So this bill that was adopted and has been passed is just so absurd. It's beyond words. It's beyond. I actually have no words for it. I'm at a loss of words as to how stupid it is, and it's only to stand firm in their dogmatic belief as to not allow you know, this bill to pass the way it was written originally. So I don't know. I'm just at a loss for words, and hopefully there will be some sense implemented here, and that changes will be made to this adaptation to make it safe for us to do the lane sharing, lane filtering, lane splitting, whatever you want to call it, so we can do it in a safe manner, so that the operator of the motorcycle can choose the safest path possible for him to maneuver his motorcycle, and not the way these guys have done it, you know, because it's just, I mean, it's just crazy. But anyway, we're gonna put all this to the test when we're actually out there riding, and just to show you the stupidity of it all. Okay, you wanna get on? You ready? Okay, so we're heading out. We're leaving the University of Washington that's in Seattle. Okay, so let's see about this adopted bastardized lane splitting that they came up with. Okay, so now here we obviously aren't allowed to do anything, because it's not a numbered highway, and if it was a numbered highway, there's only two streets, or two lanes going up and one lane going down, so that wouldn't qualify. Okay, now if you can see right in front of me, this is the way traffic is, right? It creates this path, how should I say it? It creates a natural, path or way that you can go down, right? And the space that you have, by doing it here in the middle, okay, you're basically taking up a little bit of the one that's, the cars that are on the left and the cars on the right. So you basically have double the space, right? Now when this guy moves forward, I'm going to move a little bit to the other side and see what it is that they want. Now, for me here on this road, it is legal, okay, because this is a numbered highway here. This happens to be a numbered one, okay? Now, where do they want me to pass the vehicle by over here, right? And according to their law, every single car that's in front of me is in violation, okay? So because they're not allowing me, or not making the space for me to be able to go past them. And if you look at the space that's over here, it's halved. So I'm having less space here on the far left than what I would have in the middle. And granted, sometimes you do have a little bit more space on the left, but that is the person who's operating, the motorcycle, to make a decision which is the best path to go. Okay, so now on the left side I would have been able to go, but you can see it's virtually impossible. Right? Let's take another look. Okay. Impossible. I mean, as far as if I look down there, there's no way that I can go. There's no place whatsoever. Now look at this corridor that I have here. It's a natural corridor. Look at that corridor. Right? But no, you can't do it. You can only overtake on the right. Okay, in traffic like this. Now who's who's got the greatest thing here? You know, I mean, who's violating, who's doing what violation, right? I mean, here I want to pass on the left, I can't do it because everybody's there. And here I have a natural corridor which I can go down, I'm not allowed to go down, right? I mean, if you go by strictly what they've adopted. And if you look at this traffic, right, it's all bumper to bumper. Where's anybody going to go? Right? Nowhere. And then also, to the far left, that's the only place you're allowed to overtake, right? Now, okay, far left. Let's think about that. Where do we have most of the debris and all that kind of stuff? On the far left, right? That's where all the debris is. Far left, far right. And that's where we need to ride. So does it make any sense? Absolutely none. So here, let's show you what we should be doing, or what we should be allowed to do. Natural corridor created. Driving at, what speed we're driving at now? 15 miles per hour. And this is a safer method than me trying to go and pass on the left-hand side. Let's do it again. Left-hand side. Right, look at that. Impossible. If I go here, natural corridor, perfect. Right? Okay, so she's indicating she wants to go. Perfect. See? Now, if I were to stay on this side, let's do it again. Now, I have this traffic which is coming my direction, okay, and that's what I would have to deal with head on with these other vehicles, where on the other thing there, where you have that corridor, it's not a problem. See that? Corridor, no problem. Right, let's take a look here. Zero, look at that, nothing. Right? I mean, these cars are moving now, so it doesn't matter. But if they were standing still, zero space. Right, and if it was all standing and I have this traffic coming in my direction, I mean, does that make any sense? And again, like I said, lane splitting isn't for everyone. Not everybody wants to do lane splitting because they don't feel comfortable doing it. I mean, you do have to practice. You have to have a command of your vehicle, you know, and nobody's saying it has to be mandatory. And also depends on the size of your motorcycle. You know, if I have a Honda Goldwing fully dressed, or if a Harley Davidson fully dressed, or a BMW fully dressed, you know, there's the space that you drive in between is limited. So, you know, you won't be able to fit through every through every space. So usually the smaller the motorcycle, the easier it is for you to be able to share the lane. So sharing the lane can't be done all the time. You know, there are different factors that come into play. Okay, here again, perfect scenario. Over here we now are allowed to pass on the very far left. Okay, it's another highway where you can do that, another numbered highway. Now let's check that out. So, according to what is written, needs to have 2 lanes going in each direction and a numbered highway, which this is. So let's see where it would be safer to pass. And every single time, I can tell you, it's going to be where the corridor is created, a natural occurring corridor that's between the cars. The space is much bigger because you're taking up, you supplied with the space from practically both sides, you know, that of the right and that of the left. So between the vehicles, whereas on the far left side you only have a space available that's created by one car as opposed to 2 cars. So naturally it's always going to be the center. And on rare occasions, yes, the far left on highways numbered like these. Okay? So here we're coming up to a light. Let's take a peek at the corridor. Look at that space that we have. This corridor in the center. The space that we have here on the far left. I can tell you right now, where would I rather be riding? In the center, without a doubt. You know, here on the far left you have all the debris that's pushed over from the roadways, so you have that to contend with. I mean, just look at the comparison. Look at the space that we have. Well, here we even have more now. Far left, which is over here, or going down the center. If you ask me, I'd rather be going down the center. But legally, I can do this. Again, center or far left? Well, turn green, so I'll just go here. Again, I would prefer definitely going down the center. So thank you for watching. Until my next video, keep your side stand or the Center America, your kickstand up and the rubber side down. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.